Hey YouTube, it's D back with another Road to Captain Con video. And this one is the mid-month checkpoint. As of filming, it is January 16th. So I'm filming this the day before it goes out, just so I gave myself enough time to maybe catch up and get a little bit more done. What this is the what do I have painted? What do I still have left to go type of thing. And I've actually been kind of chewing through stuff pretty quickly. I don't have too much. I have some of the Tyrant arms, and then I have like 3 units of witches. And I don't even need to paint all 3 units of witches that I have to go. I just want to because, FA4, might as well do all 4. So let's start with the casters. This is Harusk. Now I'm going to move my hand out and let the camera do the little thing. It's a little too light. Let's see if we can dim it. That was all the way off. There we go. I think he came out pretty good. Now, I mean, I've told this story countless times, but I'm going to tell it again. The color scheme for this army is based off of a good friend of mine, Lonry. When Lonry started playing miniature games, he started playing Chaos Space Marines because he enjoyed giant fuck off monsters. Um, and he really liked the idea of Alpha Legion, which has a greenish armor tint. So that's what we did. As for the bases, Harusk here was the very first one I painted. And on his foot down here, come on, there's a tactical rock and some skulls. And that's kind of what inspired me to do the skull basing, was the tactical rock with the skulls and the fact that the army's color scheme was already a homage to my friend. At one point, he paid me to do a commission work for his Necrons, and he kind of wanted them like bonish Terminator. He wanted them to be like skeletal looking, but he also wanted them to be stepping on like a bunch of skulls. And I just couldn't get it to work back then, but that's before I had a 3D printer. So that's why we went with this theme, or why I went with this theme, because this is my army. But like I said, it's a homage to him. Because these guys, when I started painting them or looking at them, they really reminded me of Chaos Space Marines. At least the casters. Hold on, there's like a little hair or something attached to her backpack. So there's Sabrith. Does it work better if I like give it some shade? Nah, I think it's just better to leave it as is. So both Harusk and Sabi are probably the 2 that I'm going to be playing. It came out really well. I'm super happy with them. Come on, zoom. There we go. Or focus, I should say. And then I actually did, even though I don't think I'm playing her for the tournament, I did finish Kishtar. I'm going to play her, I think, more than the other 2 for the fun games. What I mean by that is I'm just going to drop Kishtar list after Kishtar list after Kishtar list because I want to play just like a Jack Gunline list, and I want to see how that goes with her new stuff. Her feat's going to get buffed. I complained about it in the thing, but I guess she's going to get a bonus dice on attack and damage rolls, and drop the lowest. So they still nerfed it in terms of being able to crit, but overall they're going to buff it a little bit more from what it was. So this is the character solo, both her regular version and her mini crate version, and I think I am going to bring both. I mean, I love the Red Witch version, don't get me wrong. It's probably the one I will field, but like the OG classic one feels more like in tune with the army because it is, it's styled in the same type of armor and everything. So they're both super pretty. I'm just gonna do these in batches of like 2, maybe 3. So I jokingly said this to a friend, and once I've seen it this way, like I can't unsee it. Forge Masters to me look like homeless men trying to scare you away from their tent in the woods. Like, don't do that. Leave my RV alone. And ever since we've seen that, it just hasn't gone away. So I've been jokingly calling them the homeless men. To tell them apart, I did different cloak colors. So this one is Telesar blue. This one I think is Blood Angel red, and this one is Gryph Charger Gray, and it came out really good over the Leadbelcher base, kind of like a light bluish. I'm just gonna call it gray when anyone asks. This one was supposed to be purple. Hold on, I'll pull the paint in a second. You can probably hear them. Stylish purple. The thing is if you apply it too heavy, it comes out very dark or almost black, which is a shame. But this one also, when I got him, his fingers broke. Um, the two fingers off to the side broke. So I had two options: either A, reach out to Privateer Press when they're backlogged as hell already and get a new one, or B, just green stuff new fingers. And I went with B. This light, man, it's like way too strong. But the moment you turn it off, it's like bam. Now you can kind of see him, but there's no happy medium here. Like maybe if I get a diffuser. Stuff we will work on once I move. And I cannot wait for that because I want to get a full shooting setup for this, as well as like obviously bat wraps, and other stuff. Um, and like a painting corner because I do everything on my desk, which is my work desk and my personal desk. So it would be nice to have a desk just for painting. These are commanders. I painted these ladies first. They have a small problem in the fact that like their identifying information isn't as clear as it is on others. It's the color of the power icons in the axe. So as you can see, the one on the right, red. The one in the middle, kind of blue. The one on the left, I think is purple. I don't know. That's the problem. Like these last two, I know they're different colors, and her axe is bent because I stored her wonky. But it's like the same color looking in terms of like what they are. So the commanders are done, like 100% done, full FA. Okay, so we've done the casters. We've done Sabby. Yeah. Let's jump over to my bird boys. Now, my lists, originally, one of the lists was rocking two of these. Rocking the rocks. Haha. It's funny, because that's their name. That's the joke. Anyways, was rocking two of them in one of the lists, but I ended up cutting one with the points changes. Um, I haven't painted the second unit. The second unit was on the painting table, but since it's what I cut, it might not make it. If I have enough time to make and paint it, I will. Yeah, this one separated a bit. I mean, it's still glued down super tight. It's just the printing on that one, that cookie was not super good, but it's still good enough. The unit looks good. I'm happy. I'm really happy with how they came out. I love the flesh tone. I love the feathers. That's actually going to be their identifying mark is the feathers. Hence why red. Red is usually what I start off with as like this is number one. The number two is it was going to be purple, but now I'm leaning towards blue. Speaking of, let's move over to the boys. These things, the Axers, are disgusting. There's like no way around it. Let's get him a little bit more over here. Actually, we'll do these two. Put them kind of in the middle. Now, again, back to the army's roots in a sense of what caused it to get painted. The Axers as well as the Bringers. I'm going to do them in unique colors. So like when I do the Bringers, which I haven't done yet, and I'm not going to. They didn't make the list cut. I'll do it after the con. I'm treating them like Chaos Demons. So this is Khorne. Hence the red. Then the next one I actually did. I kind of realized after the fact that I could have done it better. Yeah, there's the come at me bro pose one. Um, I just wanted to test to see how it would look, but I should have done this on one of the shooters, the second unit of Axers. I did them blue for Zeech, and I really like how the skin came out for them. Like that's just Leadbelcher, and then that's Talassar blue over it, and you get this vibrant, demonic, popping blue. Can we focus a little better? Come on. There we go. They look great. I really love how they came out. And then their clothing's red. to kind of tie them into the unit. The other unit, their clothing is that same purple, which I'm not super thrilled with. The only problem is the other purple just comes out super light. The other purple that I have, it's Magos. Like you have to do like 3 coats before it actually looks like a purple. And here's the come at me bro one. This thing, I hate. I mean, I love the pose. It looks cool, but putting this thing in pluck foam, you have to do a 3x3 square because it's on a 40 mil, and then you have to do like 2 out from the middle on both sides. Like physically, it takes up so much goddamn real estate just for the one model. Super annoying. Let's throw out these boys, which you've already seen in other videos, but they're the whole reason I'm running Orgoth, because giant fuck off monsters. Well, multiple reasons that I'm running Orgoth. They came out super good. Now, I already have a Magnus / Invictus, and I may or may not have bought another one, specifically to paint up for this color. I figured if this is going to be the army that I paint first to 100%, then I'm also going to give them their own mercenaries sans balloons. The balloons are too expensive for me to have a set of balloons per army, considering you can have 5, they go in 5 armies, and they can go in 3 of the armies that I have. They can go in this one, they can go in Khador, and then they can go into Dusk. I'm not getting 6 sets of each balloon. That's just ridiculous. Like, I don't know. As time goes on, I might pick up extras if I can find them cheap on sales, maybe. But I doubt it. Like, I'll probably paint them generic and then just slot them into any army. And now it's time for the girls. I love the witches. They look really cool. They were a ton of fun to paint. They're probably going to be the last thing that I have to paint for the 3 units, and I'm not mad with that. Now, I have 2 options when it comes to color marking these. Like with the Tarrasques, it was their clothing. It's that red and that super deep purple I wasn't a fan of. For these, I can either do it on their clothing / hair, or I did my cheap ghetto power sword effect where I take the metal and then I just hit it with Talassar blue. I could make the power weapons the color indicator. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to keep all of them red and then change the indicator based on the weapon color. And if I do that, I think they'd look more cohesive. They might be a little bit more confusing, we'll see. But I mean, the weapons are big enough of a draw that I think it'll be fine. So I've got 3 more units of them to paint up, and then I'm working on Jax right now. Speaking of, we have our Tyrant chassis. Now, these 2 OG chassis, the red and the blue. This one is the alternate chassis, and that's a good example of that purple. Like that's the same purple I've been talking about. The Stylish purple, Stylish. I'm probably butchering that purple. But I did, because when I first primed these guys and set them up, I actually did have 3 of the OGs ready. So I did the 3rd chassis here. And I don't know which set I'm probably going to take. As much as I like the alternate chassis, I might just take the 3 OGs, just because they'll look a little bit more cohesive. As for their options, I'm going to move these real quick. This, and I've talked about this on other videos, is how I do Jax storage. So this is a little cheap box that you can get off Amazon. It's you get them in groups of 4, and then you just take a Sharpie and Sharpie the name on it. And then when you have them next to each other, and then the magnets like green stuff, and sometimes the green stuff pops off, so I do have to super glue it. But I also have like the Jackal equivalent. You can see the reflection of the light. Let's see if we can turn it off if it's better. Yeah, it's a little bit better. And this fits all their bits. Easy peasy. And my main storage is Magnet Rack. It's the Jukoki magnet system. So this is for secondary. Now I'm doing this in batch painting. What I mean by that is I always do 1 to start as like a master. This is the master. And I'm going to dump the bits out. And I always do 1 as a master. And then I move on from there to do the to do the rest with the master. So like right now, out of all the tyrants, all their heads are done, all the head options. So I went one head option at a time, and I knocked out for the other two boxes. I knocked out their head options, etc., etc. So like fully kitted up, these are the red ones. These are designed to go with the red body. We'll grab, where's the hunter head? It's like being a kid again and playing with little toys because I have to like dig through the pile. And then there's the lobber. And then all of these can just go right back in there so that I can set up different lists. And bam, he's good to go. Ready to, plow through stuff with his nerfed fun gun. Hopefully it's better. And a key eagle eyes of you can tell that there are Moloch bits in here. And yes, I still have my perma glued Moloch. So I do technically have two Molochs. This came with the alternate jack chassis. I did buy into that sale because I am a slave to bonuses or deals or whatever that I actually can justify. And I will find ways to justify some of these. I can jump through some hoops and be like, yep, that sounds like a good deal, TM. Not really. I mean, there's some things that I have turned down, but most of the time I've purchased everything. Like when they did the November sale, which got me into this, my brain was like, that's such a good deal in terms of just getting everything I need for a table. Which, watching some podcasts and everything, people talking about the different terrain stuff that's going on, turns out most people don't like to use bunkers or watchtowers. In fact, they are violently opposed to them. Well, not violently, just vehemently. That's the word I was looking for. They do not want to use them, which, I mean, fair, to each their own. Let's move this one. So, the jackal. There's all the jackal bits. As for the jackals themselves, they are also painted. Now, I did only paint 3 out of the 4 for each of them. The other ones I didn't paint because of the fact that the warjacks do take the longest to paint in terms of effort, because I don't just paint um, one, like the thing I'm going to use. Like I was talking to Ice about that. He's like, oh, we'll just paint the heads you're going to use and the worms. I'm the type that I know me. I know that, oh yeah, this one, he broke in shipping. The piece was there. I glued it. It broke again and lost it. That's 100%, I guess, on me. Like, technically, I probably should have asked Privateer Purse to get a new one, but I don't care. It's a small little antenna bit. I painted it metal, which you can see better in person. It made it look like it was battle damage, like, whatever. Um, yeah, I know I'm the type that I would never get back to paint those other bits. And that would partially drive me crazy, but at the same time, I'd have to do it. So this is the army right now. It's mostly ready. Like I said, we have one of these jackal boxes is 100% done. One of these tyrant boxes is 100% done. We're working on these right now, or I'm working on these right now. There's no weeds, it's all me. The goal is to get these done this week and then knock out the witches all next week. And then I should be good to go. After that, like, there's not a lot. Well, actually, there is a lot. I was going to say there's not a lot left to paint in the army. There's actually a crap ton. There's 3 units of 5-man dudes who, so that's what, 20, 40, 60. The bringers, that's another 6 because there's 2 units of 3. There's the extra jacks. So that's what, 66, 67, 68. So might as well bump that up to 70 with bits. And then the cadre. Oh, and then 3 more rocks. So 73. So 73 dudes. I still have to pay. Technically 71 dudes, but if you count the bits like as their own dude, and they do take some time. When in my painting guide, not guide, timeline, I did a Google spreadsheet saying, okay, this is what I expect each thing to take to paint, and I've been following that. And I put the jacks light and heavy at 2 days each. A day to get the body done, and then work on some of the bits, and then a day to finish up the bits because they just so much little detail, so much time. and I probably could get through them faster. It's a slog. It's definitely a slog. But yeah, that's what I got going on. I got the Tarrasques. I can't wait to mess around with the new command cards for these guys. I still got to make them their own, those two command cards, and then see if I can get those printed. I'm actually probably going to do that after this and see if I can get that here, hopefully before the event, because I would love to have custom physical command cards. Um, but yeah, it's shaping up. I'm super excited for Captain Con. I can't wait to actually start tabling some of these. My only regret is that I couldn't get more of the 5-man units done in time, and it's some of them are looking pretty spicy, and the Barangers too. Tried and Truce broadcast was talking about the SR24 packet, and one of the points that they brought up that I really agreed with, it kind of went, yeah, no, that's right, was that units that can sit on the back line and hold objectives are going to be a lot more valuable than they were previously. So like Berengers, you wouldn't really care about them previously. You just wouldn't take them. They weren't good. But now they actually have value to be able to sit back on the back line, hold an objective, but actually do something. Because a lot of these things can, yeah, like I can set a unit of Axers back on an objective or a unit of rocks back on an objective, but they're not doing what they're intended to do. While Berengers, on the other hand, can sit on that objective in the back line and screen. And ambush units are going to be a heck of a lot more powerful in this SR, which is cool. You know, it's giving them the ability to actually do what they need to do. But yeah, that's the showcase for this. Uno momento, por favor. This is where I like talk about and use fillers and um, Road to Captain Con video list. So this is the painting update. This goes live tomorrow on the 17th. Friday, I'm going to talk about the convention loadout. And what that is basically what I'm bringing to the con and how I'm packing it. The 24th, I'm calling the foam video because that was a massive clusterfuck, but I was able to audible and fix the issue before it goes live, and I'm kind of happy with that one. That one you might actually see my face because I'm going to bust out the GoPro and film that one outside. On the 26th, I'm going to try to get a final painting update video. If I can get any of the 5-man units done, I'll show them off, or any Berengers done, I'll show them off. The 31st is just like a pre-final vlog where I'm going to talk about everything and overview of what plans and stuff I want to do. The second video's already done for February 2nd. 9th will be the Captain Con vlog as long as I can shoot it properly. And then the 16th will be a moving vlog. So after the Road to Captain Con, videos are probably going to go back to once a week because I move. And they're probably going to be pre-shot can stuff. Sorry. But it is what it is, you know. I'm going to be able to move, but I still need to make sure I have some content. But yep, that's it. I hope you guys liked the tour of the painted minis. If you paint, keep it up. You know, if you don't paint, just try it. Contrast is your friend. All of this, I'm not even kidding. All of I'll grab the other one. His clothing is more striking. All of that is contrast. It's primed with Leadbelcher, and then the skin, I believe, is that Gryph-Charger Gray. Um, then it's all contrasted metals, all GW. The green is Pterodon Turquoise. The red is either Ball Red or Blood Angels Red. Most of the time it's Ball Red. And then it's like certain areas like the tusks, the nails, I go back over with like a white scar, I think, right? Yeah, white scar. And then I hit it with Skeleton Horde. And the rest of it is just paint by numbers. Like it looks a lot harder or more effort than it really is. And could I put more effort into it? Yeah, like look at the tusks. I could have like colored the little dot. I could have changed the blade colors, use like a silver. There's a lot I could have done more, but he looks good enough as is for me to be like, okay, this is good. Like I don't need to really jump out and do too much more. And then she's sealed with Munitorium varnish so that I can handle it without any issues. One more thing I might do before I go is Army Painter grass tufts. I've probably talked about this and just shove them in there so it actually looks like they're on ground. But it's Something that big and that complex, I think any newbie could do it with good brush control. And if you practice brush control, you'd be fine. But yeah, no, this video is getting pretty long. It's already like 25-ish minutes. I'm going to have to cut some fluff and stuff, but yeah, it's a long one. But I expected this one to be a long one. But yeah, if you're going to Captain I hope to see you. Say hello. And if you're not, you're going to any other cons, let me know which ones you're going to down in the comments. Because I'm looking for suggestions. Like, Bokor is probably the one I want to try to swing, and I don't know if I can, but I really want to try. But I'm always looking at others. It'd be nice if we could get like a master list of these are all the conventions for the year, because that would be super helpful. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Oh, no, wait, there we go. Both fingers. Peace.